Hello, how are you? Hope everything is good. How are you? Hope everybody is well and safe and healthy during this time. And wishing everybody that they have a great year into going forward. So I guess that'll be good. Yeah, yeah, that's good. So glad to know that everybody is doing well and everything, and that things are moving in a forward direction, and that everybody is good. So just wanted to touch base with you and let you know everything is good, everything is well. Um, we are doing really good right now, going to new adventures and new things, new people, new things to see, eat, and so yeah, everything is going well. So I'm looking forward to um, everything in store for the next day, next week, the week after. Wishing everyone peace, love, and happiness. Yeah, everything is going good. Wishing you good vibes. Yes, and everything is like really going well, and everything is um, really good with me. Um, everything is really good, and hope you are doing well as like I am, and because everything is good, everything is really good. I am healthy. Everything is good. Everything is well with me, and I didn't. Um, I think I had to take the test a few times. Yeah, 2 times, and everything was good. I didn't have any problems with that. Um, I think next week I might have to take another one. I'm not for sure. I have to find out because in certain places I think they're giving out free tests and everything. So I think that's free. I don't know where you are if that is free in your area, but it's free where I am. So really kind of take advantage of that. I know some people are now beginning to travel now, and things are really like getting a little bit better. People are like moving out and doing other things and things of that nature. So I think that's what is going on right now. So everything is pretty well, and things going good here. I know they recently, I think they have rolled out the vaccine, I think. And let me check. Yeah, I think they have rolled out the vaccine. And I don't know how much, because I know somebody mentioned to me today that they were taking it next week. So I guess they have it open for people now more than they had before. So I guess that's what they're doing now. So I did not know that they had already were starting to do that now, but that's what I've heard. Um, So yeah, I was really surprised that they were already starting to roll that stuff out. But that's what they said. So um, but yeah, people are getting vaccinated and things are that's what they're doing right now. So um, yeah, so I'm really surprised that they have already rolled it out. And with the rollout of the vaccine, I think they're going to. I think here they don't have any like age requirement or anything like that. I think if you can pay for it or whatever, then you can do it or whatever. So I think that's what it is. I'm not really for sure on anything else. But that's what is going on. Because I know in certain places you have to be a certain age in order to get the vaccine. I'm not for sure um, how that goes. I haven't really, I don't know any more information about it, but people are getting that. Um, so it's really interesting that people are getting it and they are really kind of conforming to getting the vaccine and everything. So I didn't realize that it was really, going green for people to do it. So people are doing it now, and I'm just really surprised that it's being rolled out so fast. So, but really interesting, really interesting. So, I wonder how things are panning out. I know the winter storm that had transpired is still ongoing. People are still like really trying to recover and recuperate from what they had experienced for like I think it was 6 days of lockdown and not being able to see that ever before and not having even warm jackets or anything to keep warm anyway, just because it doesn't get that cold in those areas like that now. Um, I know some other places it does, but not in uh, more of the first places. They haven't they haven't seen stuff like that before. So a lot of people were in despair and trying to get over um, that traumatic experience. But it's really interesting that is what's going on. And but yeah, that's basically what's going on. What else? Um, I know I had talked to um, the unapologetic Negro Negropean, and yeah, I had it was crazy because I had just like bumped into him, um, and you know, and it was it was a real good meeting with him. It wasn't bad at all. Um, you know, he is just like now seeing what I've already seen from the beginning. So it's interesting when the travelers are now experiencing what they're experiencing now that you know I've already done. And they don't realize the things that have changed and things that are different and things that you think you could get away with, you can't get away with anymore, depending on where you're from and what part of the area you are at. So I think that's what the crazy thing is, and you just don't realize what is going forward. So when you get into these untamed territories, you don't know what to do. You don't know how to react, what you're going to do, how you're going to say, and still you have to have this. Uh, you have to have this energy of people that just really refuse. to do what they're supposed to do, and just knowing that and seeing that, and and knowing that this is what people do on a rarely day-to-day basis, and they continuously just don't really are oblivious and unknown to what is going on around the world, around what's really has transpired and everything like that. Just because of whatever the situation may be, you know, these are times that people should not really be moving around too much, because it's not as easy as you think it is now. It's going to be very difficult, and then each place you have to get a PCR test. So, and you have to really make sure you are filling out the health forms prior to your check-in, and you have to make sure you check in. You have to make sure that you get it between that time frame. I think it's up to 72 hours. Um, some flights, it depends on what it is. Sometimes they say 92 hours. Um, so that means you can get it 24 hours prior to the flight even leaving. So you can make sure that it's clean, especially if you have a layover. So you want to get that a day. If you have a layover, get it that day before you fly out, so you can be able to have that. Uh, so when you stay, like, say for instance, you have a 14-hour layover in your next stop, you it'll cover you. So just get it the day before you leave, and you should be good for the connecting and to the flight to your destination. That's just a tip I can share with you. Um, but I think the best thing you should do is make sure you read everything the uh, that you get in your email according to that flight. Just because you have to do the written. Um, they're going to give you the written, and they're going to want an electronic, depending on what country. They're going to want you to do electronic too, and it's going to give you a QR code. And so that's what you're going to be using whenever when you get to your destination spot. That's what you're going to need to use in order to get through the checkpoints, because they're going to need that before you get there. That checkpoint, you'll be held up until then. Um, uh, you know, traveling now is gonna in this this year is gonna be look really different and really new for a lot of travelers that's been traveling. So I would suggest you just stay. If it's not close near home or near nothing, don't get out here. No, don't be traveling if you don't have to. Um, you know, because it's not it's not good right now. Just because um, it's just not good right now. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of forms you have to fill out, and then you need to fill them out before check-in, because you don't want to be at check-in trying to get your bags, and you cannot figure out that form in order to check your bags in. So make sure you have looked over that. Make sure you look for look at all your emails and notifications you get, 3 or 4 days prior to leaving, and make sure you do everything they have that in there, and keep looking on that site and making sure you do everything correctly. Because when you get to the airline, they're not going to help you. You're going to have to figure it out. And I think I helped one lady to do the form online, because she didn't know how to do it. So yeah, I helped her, but everybody is not that nice to do help you. So you're gonna have to figure it out for yourself. So yeah, yeah, I helped her figure it out. Everything was good. Um, The one way some I think dependent some countries are like having where you pay for the test. You know, when you get to that country, pay for the test prior to your arrival. In some countries, even have you like even like doing like um paying for your test, and then you have to pay you then you have to schedule a place you're going to go to take the test. Not all countries have that. um One way to bypass that is you don't have to put the laboratory. All you have to do is wait till you get the email and then present the airline with your QR code. You don't have to finalize the place on where you want to do the test until you arrive. Um, and you don't have to pay until you arrive. I think because I know some countries you take it like 3 to 5 days after arrival, and but you don't have to pay and find the place out that you need to go upon check-in from the airline. You don't have to do that. But when you do arrive, you need to make sure you set up some place to go to do your test when you get there. Um, what can I do? Yeah, I think that's what you can do. Other places, they have the test at the airport. You don't have a choice. You pay before you get there. At the airport, they'll funnel you to the place at the airport. You get it done. You get it directly before you even come in, go into the country. So you're gonna get that anyway. It doesn't matter. So you're gonna get that anyway before you get there. So it doesn't matter. So whenever you go to um, yeah, I think that's the only two scenarios. You get at the airport. You don't have a choice. You pay before you go. Um, Before you even get on the flight, you have to show that you paid already and that you have the test, and you'd be able to check in. And just know they have forms at the check-in on what it's supposed to look like. So they have all the forms on what it's supposed to look like for you checking in. So make sure you have your PCR test. Make sure you did your health form of the destination country you're going to go to, and make sure that um, you print the PCR test, and you print. That's it. Yeah, make sure you print your your PCR test and that you paid. Make sure you print both of those, so when you go to check in, you can show both that you paid and that you did the PCR test. It's just easier because I know somebody didn't get on a flight because instead of it being in his their email, it was in this SMS message. So make sure you check SMS message and your email upon before you leave. Have all your stuff together. That's why it's good to print everything out so you will have that together so you don't have to worry um, about that. So um, that's how it's gonna look now. Now, if you're going close to home, you're not gonna need all that. But this is more like when you go, um, you know, to another country or whatever. If you're going by air, anytime you go by air, you're gonna have to do the test. And then you're gonna have to check to see if you are allowed to go to that country, depending on your citizenship. Because some places, you're not, you can, they are they will not let you get in. So when you get to check in, they're not gonna let you check in. So just be mindful that check all of your ducks in a row before you book your flight, so you know exactly that it won't be canceled. You will be able to get on, because I've seen people being stopped at check in and couldn't fly because they didn't have the PCR test, or they did have the PCR test, they didn't pay the destination country PCR test, and they didn't have proof they paid for it, so they couldn't get on. So then they have to book another ticket. They got to get another PCR test, and they have to pay for the another test upon arrival. So it'll save you a bunch of money and bunch of headache if you do those steps and you really check the destination embassy. Check make sure you have everything together and make sure you know their requirements before going there. Um, on the embassy site, on the official site, make sure you check that out. What else? The yeah. Um, what else could I say? Travel light. Don't bring a lot of stuff. Um, depending on what country you go to, either by train, bus, uh, taxi, however you're gonna get there, make sure you have the minimal stuff because um, they are charging like extra for baggage now. A lot of airlines are charging for carry-ons. They're charging for check bags. Um, so make sure you check baggage because um, some airlines used to get like two baggage free, like a small carry-on and then one um, one backpack. Check to make sure because a lot of them have changed their policies. So make sure you check the baggage on the airline that you are assisting with. If you do a travel agent like Expedia or Booking, make sure um, it is outlined how much what baggage is, and check the 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 airline that you're going to be going on to make sure that it's the same baggage as what it is on those third party travel agents because you will have to pay. I think I had to pay one time. I had to pay like $50, $50 for one bag, and then $30 for another bag, and then one time I had to pay 30, 40, 40 for one, and then 30 for the other one. So just make sure um, you are checking that because you will at the gate then you will have to pay, um, and some will make you put the bag on there to make sure it's above that weight. They're really strict about weight and how heavy the plane is, so just be mindful that is what's going to be going on um, with that. Um, check to see if they have at the airports free tests. Sometimes certain airports do have free tests upon arrival and before departure. So check with them before you leave because sometimes they do have um, free tests if you do go, and you if not, um, yeah, just kind of check around. Um, keep calling, find out what is near you because I know in what in I think in Spain they only had like two places to go, so you really didn't have a choice, and they wasn't doing the test at the airport at that time. I think now they are doing the test at the airport upon once you arrive. They are doing the test upon arrival because I think before they didn't have what they needed in order to do the test at the airport. I think now they got everything they need and they're doing a test upon arrival. So everybody that come into Madrid airport, you will have to pay for your PCR test upon arrival. Um, and there are restrictions on certain countries that can go to Spain right now too. I think uh, France, Italy, and Portugal cannot go to Spain right now. I'm not for sure. Um, by plane. So just check, make sure that um, they will not deny you um, entry upon checking in, just because that could be the issue why they are stopping you from leaving. So just make sure you check everything. Um, and always print out the test, and print out the payment if the destination country says to get that test. Okay. Um, yeah, that is what it is. I think that's all that I have today. If you have any more questions about um, traveling, about what it looks like right now, um, write your comments down, and I will answer them um, when they come in, and I will reply to you um, through email, so I can tell you how um, anything else that you would need to do, check on prior to you deciding to travel. I think traveling will be favorable about, I want to say, Octoberish. I think it'll be looking a lot better than now. Now it's really, kind of crazy right now because kids are in school.